Hey everybody, today is a rest day from both programs. So I'm actually taking some time today to cook up a couple of recipes. One is my Tuscan Soup that I showed you a couple weeks ago, and I'll include the recipe in the information section, or a link to the recipe. And another is Tex Mex Casserole, which is another good recipe to make in bulk, which I can't make it in too much bulk because I didn't have enough ground beef from the deep freeze, and it freezes really well. So I know you're probably thinking 90-degree weather soup, so why? But I am actually getting a little lenient, or I guess I should say heavy cream is finding its way into my coffee a little more often than I would like. So I decided to go ahead and make the soup to get the heavy cream out of the house, to just avoid that temptation. And even on cooler summer days, that soup just can hit the spot. There's a big pot of the Tuscan Soup, and there is the Tex Mex Casserole. Next step, I go through and just partition it out into individual servings so I can throw it downstairs in the deep freeze and have home-cooked meals ready to go. Tex-Mex, sour cream, guac, maybe some chips if you allow yourself that. It's pretty delicious. On the link for the Tuscan Soup, she also has a Zuppa Toscana soup. It's a copycat soup of Olive Garden's Zuppa Toscana, which is delicious. I sometimes will substitute cauliflower for the potatoes just to make it a little lower carb. On a side note, while I'm in my kitchen, here is another one of my favorite snacks. Again, not cheap, but pili nuts, and I got the ranch flavored. I get them on Amazon. They're not cheap. They are delicious. They're great if you are trying to go keto. Just to give you kind of an idea of the nutrition facts: 3 grams of protein, 1 gram of carbs, and 21 grams of fat in a single serving. So another combat core workout done. I have to say, the combat core workouts seem to be my favorite in Core4 Abs. But I'm also starting to flirt a little bit with level 3. I'm not fully committed to level 3, but I'm working my way up to it. Hey everybody. Decided to get a little real in this diary, or whatever you want to call it. Yesterday I had a rough day. I struggle with emotional eating. I always have for I can't even remember how long it's been. Boredom, stress, loneliness. And this time of year, which it's always hard for me, I am your textbook introvert. I am perfectly damn happy being alone. I prefer to be by myself, except for, you know, that minute amount of people. And one of those people is my husband. I'm very, very fond of my husband. He's my best friend. And this time of year is hard because the line of work he is in, this is their busy season. So I do a lot more of the childcare by myself. He's kind of gone before I get up. Right now he's getting home before we go to bed, but by the time he gets home, it's, you know, finish up with the girls, get them in bed, and then we're just so freaking exhausted. We just want to pass out at the end of the night. And we're coming up on a couple of changes, and the busyness is going to pick up, and it gets to the point sometimes where I don't see him for a couple days because of his crazy schedule, and it starts to weigh on me a bit. Just the loneliness, the stress, 2 young children by yourself. Most of the time it's exhausting. And yesterday it started hitting me a little bit, what we're coming up to, and already kind of feeling like I miss him, lonely, stressed out, wanting to eat to just cope with that. And I did a little bit, not extravagant like I have in the past, but I did. Luckily, it's this cycle has repeated itself for multiple years now, especially since the second child was born. So I'm much more self-aware. Just hoping I handle this season better than I have in the past. We will see. Hey guys, now that I'm finishing up month 2 of Core 4, I feel a little more comfortable giving you an overview of that program so far. First 2 weeks of the program, do not be fooled. These are introductory weeks. The first week focuses on introducing the activators, muscles of the core, and muscles that assist the core, adductors, glutes, so kind of making the mind-muscle connection. And week 2 focuses on primers or functions of the core, such as stability, power, endurance. Then week 3 comes along and the real training begins. This is where you get to choose between completing the program at level 1, level 2, level 3, or level 4. For the most part, level 1 and 2, it's a modified version of the exercise. Levels 3 and 4 up, you know, your game on the workouts or the exercises. And sometimes it's the same exercise, it's just done for a different amount of time. First phase is classic core, and it's 2 weeks long. Second phase is combat core, which has been my favorite thus far. It's the entire month 2, and it's 3 weeks long. And the final phase is called Cavalier Core, which I have not done. It, again, is 3 weeks long because the first week of the phase or the first week of the month, you revisit that primers week just to reemphasize the functions of the core. And just like in Athlean-X tradition, each phase ends in a challenge. So far, the weekly breakdown goes like this. The first 3 days are theme-based workouts. So combat core is fighter theme, with day 1 being guard up. So all exercises are done on your back. Day 2, ground and pound. All exercises are done face down. And day 3 is stand up, i.e. all exercises are done standing up. These workouts have 3 exercises done in a circuit with a 4th lumbar move. And each exercise has a designated time that you need to do it for. Day 4 is the wild core, and this was the same in the first phase. So Jeff changes up the circuit slightly with an exercise that repeats through this circuit that challenges a function of the core. So you've seen one of them was jump rope, the other was stomach back, and I think just the previous week was the med ball burpee slam. And day 5 is a dedicated lumbar stabilization workout. Day 6 is either the challenge day or a workout called Reactive 8, which emphasizes the use of the activators from week 1 of the program. And on average, Core4 is about a 6-day-a-week training program. All right, so that is all for power days in the Total Beaxst program, because we're finishing up Beast Rising this week and moving on to the next phase, and power days aren't in the final couple phases. And final thoughts on Core4. Originally, I said I don't know if full price for an add-on program is worth it. It is worth it. As I said before, I don't always enjoy the workouts. Finishing up with Beast and then thinking about having to go do Core4 some days is just like, son of a bitch, I don't want to do it. But the benefits have just been insane. I mean, beyond the physical appearance. If you remember, I was talking about when I first purchased Core4, I knew I had a weak core, and I had low back issues. Like walking the dog, my low back would hurt. Standing around in my kitchen, making food, cooking, my low back would start to hurt. I'm not saying that that's 100% solved and it's gone, but the low back issues have improved significantly. I will definitely be repeating this program as soon as I finish. The only things I would say, it uses quite a bit of equipment, so you're not the variety in the exercises is awesome. But you're not just doing a bunch of different crunches. There's a lot of equipment involved. Not too bad. Definitely need your medicine ball, the captain's chair or a pull-up bar for sure. Bands. We've used even the ab roller once, so that's something to consider. But other than that, I will fully stand by saying you cannot go wrong with the Core4 program.